Hello, everyone. My name is Siyun Liao. I'm a PhD candidate at Western Sydney University. My topic is factors motivate the increasing carbon trade among Chinese corporations, evidence from CSMAR. There are several important points in my thesis. The first is I show the linkage between corporate finance and building a carbon holistic taxation system. I see a research gap between management accounting and corporate finance. Differently with previous researchers, they are always using financial theory in accountancy, but I just substitute some financial theory into corporate finance and the managerial theory to fulfill the potential gap between the corporate finance and the management accounting in carbon accounting area. I want to emphasize, do noisy variables play a decisive role in terms of carbon information disclosure? There are two noisy variables that I found from my empirical results. That industry and year are two noisy variables. So sometimes carbon information search, for example, they began to disclose in 2012, but they served in 2016. However, it's reduced since 2016 year, so it's not compliant with the new double carbon policy in China. So year and the industry are two noisy variables. That I found that real decisive role in terms of carbon information disclosure is related to human rights and employee well-being. This is because not only in the sweatshop issues of Nike, for example, they said they have very sustainable production chain. However, they overuse the workloads of workers, but also in the university researchers. For example, Dr. Luo overworks for the research part in carbon accounting. I compared the Chinese characteristic market economy and the international carbon trading research. International carbon trading research always emphasize on the importance of the equal participating, equal engagement in the carbon trading. But in China, different company types disclose same value of information. This is because the Chinese policy is very strict, and PM 2.5 issues in China, for example, in Beijing, the capital of China, is very severe. And I want to raise an awareness of environmental accounting research, understanding, and coercive academic computation. This is because from the first CIC support scholar, Luo, when after she published the first thesis, there are another database named CSMAR runs in the market. So because of the computation of database, the research funding and the academic began to compete with each other. There are some data analysis procedure and empirical results from my research that I want to show. First, there are 8 variables in my research, which are year, industry, carbon emission rate, exchange, registered capital, company type, province, employee scale, and insured employee. Some of the information are qualitative information. I just transform them into quantitative information, and I did a descriptive analysis in my first step of of my study. See, there are different variables described in the analysis results in this study. The registered capital, the range of registered capital, I want to emphasize it's like 4 million. So it's very, very large. So different company type of Chinese enterprises engage in the carbon trading equally. And I did the factor analysis to deep analysis the reason behind the carbon disclosure. Because the KMO value is larger than 0.5 and the p-test of Bartlett's test is 0, so it's feasible to do the factor analysis. I choose the first 4 components to the factor analysis because according to the screen plot, the agent values of the factor 1 to factor 4 are larger than 1, and from the table 3 you can see the similar result. From the table 4, you can see the agent vectors are different. The agent value of factor 3 and 4 are similar as shown in figure 1, but the agent vectors are different as shown in table 4. Along the various variables, the difference levels at agent vectors of variable 1 and 2 are the largest. However, hence factor 1 and factor 2 are noisy factors that distract the judgment of users. From the initial multiple regression test result, there is a linear relationship between variable 1 and variable 2, which are year and industry. So they are noisy variables. From the principal components score, I can see the variable 3, 4, 6, and 7 are the main influencers. The differential registers capital indicate the fact that step duties are different. Step duty levels influence the turnover of carbon businesses. It is inconsistent with the common but differentiate responsibility that Kyoto Protocol ruled in 1997. Both the 2 regression level models are perfect since the R² equals to 1 and the MSE is 0. Therefore, the factor analysis is correct. From the 2 regression models above, variable 3 is the most potent aspect motivating carbon emission trading. From the regression model of factor 1 and 2, it is found that variables 3, 6, 7 are the main variables. Carbon emission, which are carbon emission right exchange, province, employee scale, and insurance employee. So the location of the company and the location of trading and the employee well-being are the most important part. So in conclusion, there are some complex and complementary relationship among the variables that influence the carbon trading scheme of China. Due to the policies, the carbon trading exchange places are mainly in Shanghai. The mode is 1. So company's location influence the carbon exchange significantly. This is because transportation fees and the taxation policies are different in rules. The larger companies are, the more employees they have and the more carbon trade they start. However, the more money the companies invested in employees insurance, the less they spend on carbon trades. So there should be a balance between employee well-being and the carbon trades. So I have a solution. I want to suggest that the company pay more tax for hiring people, and show the real workloads in the advertisement instead of only say they are very sustainable, or only say they are innovate at saving carbon, because they spend in my result, I found they spend more money in saving carbon emission. They spend less money in enhancing human well-being. So if they cannot find the correct person in their role, then I suggest they use the robots instead of people. So I think this is a characteristic of China economy in carbon trading, and it shows the hope of Chinese to solve the carbon emission problem. But in the meanwhile, the 996 working scheme of China should be solved in the same time to show the corporate social responsibility as well. Thank you, everyone. This is the end of my presentation.